Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where and when you're listening to this. This is Coffee with Kevin. And like usual, I am Kevin, and this is my coffee. Mm, mm, mm. This morning is a great morning for a hot cup of coffee. You can see it's cold out. I don't know where you are, but I'm in New England. I'm on the New Hampshire border in Massachusetts. And it's a little chilly this morning. It didn't get above the 20s overnight. So hence the hat. By the way, the headphones fit better with the hat on. Anyway, it's wonderful. It's been an interesting thing. We're getting close to the big holiday. We're getting close to Christmas and Hanukkah. And, as we all prepare for these things, most of us are preparing to get together with family. And it's good. And for some, it doesn't feel so good. Change. For a lot of us, it is about change. It's about the change of our routine, about the change of whatever it is we're going through, and we're going to go to getting together with family again and doing different things that we don't do the rest of the year. The whole nature, all nature itself is about change. It's about going through different seasons. It's about dying off. It's about rebirth. That's what nature's about in our lives are constantly have change. This is the season. I was going to wear a Christmas sweater. Now, isn't it odd? I found that, I never hear people refer to them as Christmas sweaters anymore. It's always ugly sweaters or ugly Christmas sweaters. What's so ugly about Christmas sweaters? Maybe some of them have gotten a little gaudy, but they just refer to them all as Christmas sweaters, as ugly Christmas sweaters. And I think some of them are so adorable, so cute. And yeah, why not? Why not be able to, for the season, for the time period, just dress and really, really put out, your spirit. Your spirit. It'd be really good. I was wearing a Santa Claus sweater the other day, and I wear it out and around, and it had a beard down here, and it had the white tuffles. It was all red. It looked beautiful. It looked absolutely beautiful. I probably would have won a an ugly Christmas sweater with it because maybe it was a little over the top. However, I embrace change. I embrace change. Change is difficult for some. But change is part of life. You don't go through life without change. I mean, think of it. When we're growing up, we're constantly changing. We're changing sizes. We're changing looks. We're changing voice. Everything changes in us, and we don't have control over that. Now, do we get settled in routines? Do we get settled in things that we're used to? Sure, but we are a human being. We're used to change to begin with. So embrace change. If change is going to happen, don't fight it. Embrace it. And one of the principles of neuro-linguistic programming is that the most flexible part of a system usually controls the system. And I'll bring that down to, or I'll bring it up to, us as people. The most flexible person in a community, in an organization, in a family, not controls it, but they're usually the most successful. Because if you're flexible, you can adapt, you can flex with the changes. Many companies have gone out of business because they weren't flexible. Many people have lost their jobs because they weren't flexible. Because things change. And in the environment we're in here, as opposed to when I was younger, the environment that we are in this 21st century, change is just a constant, and it's got to be expected in your workplace, in your relationships, in your personal life. Change is expected. So adopt change, embrace change. So you can do that. Now, traditions are there. You get traditions. This is the season for traditions. We have a Christmas party every single year with my wife's family. And it's wonderful. And for the past 20 some odd years, guess who played the big guy in the red suit? Moi. Moi. Almost every single year. And I love it. This year, I wasn't feeling good. I wasn't feeling good that day. And I knew I wouldn't survive going out for a ride and then spending 45 minutes. It's a lot of energy being that guy. So I had to change this year. I had to offer it to my sons, and one of my sons took it up, and he did a phenomenal job. But I couldn't do that, and it was a change, and I had to, instead of being sad about the fact I couldn't do that, I love the fact my son did it, and he did an incredible job and had so much fun, and so did everybody else. Change can be good. A lot of people think that change isn't good, but change can be good, and it can be good if we allow it to, if we want it to, if we're looking for the good in the change. It can be good. So this has been Coffee with Kevin. Lots of other exciting stuff going on. If anyone's out there listening to me, that's a practitioner of any sort, that's a hypnotist, an NLP practitioner, a healer, a therapist, a counselor. In January, we have these phenomenal classes coming up. One of them being the eye movement release technique, which is unique. You won't find training for it anywhere else. You can get certified as a practitioner in that in January. It's a 2-day virtual training. Look for news from me. Also, later on in January, at the end of January, we have a 3-day in-person training here in Massachusetts for rapid techniques for change. If you're not trained in NLP, you're not trained in brain-based techniques, this is the place to be. Also, look for more information from me. I'll talk to you about it a little later. Until then, I want you to have a phenomenal week. I want you to have a great day and a phenomenal week. Matter of fact, I know you can have that. You don't have to wait for great things to happen. You can make them happen. All right, all. Take care. And I'll see you next week.